Call this meeting, Ohio County Fiscal Court to order on February 11th, 2025 at 5 p.m. I'm going to ask Justin Count, our county attorney, to lead us in a prayer and a pledge to the flag.
We bow our heads. Lord, first off and foremost, we thank you for all the blessings that you've given us. Whether we realize all those or not, we know that you have blessed us. We ask that you be with the magistrates and the judge today and all those in attendance and give them wisdom as it relates to different issues that come to Ohio County. And we also ask that you be with all those that are sick, as we have had a lot of sickness, certainly that has gone around, and be with those that may be suffering. And is it in your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before you have the minutes of the January 28th, 2024 meeting, we need a motion, a second to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Michael McKinney,
Second.
second by Jason Bullock. Is there any discussion, corrections, or additions on the minutes?
Yeah, I've got a question. We had a discussion on some money being took out of another account, and I thought it should be in the minutes, but it wasn't because it's going to come up again.
There was no motions made on it, but we can make some notes that was discussed.
Can you put that in there
Do you want
about
the notes?
notes about the
Just say
the
that it was
discussion on the,
Yeah, I can add. I
that
can
you
add
would
the
do that?
notes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Motion second, so all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Before you have the bills, claims, payments, and transfers. I need a motion and second to approve.
There's no late list.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are we going to pay the bills?
I make a motion.
Motion by Dale, second by Jason. Any discussion on the bills, claims, payments, and transfers? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. You have the treasurer's January 2025 financial report. Oh, we need to acknowledge we got it.
Make a motion with acknowledgement that we received it.
Motion by Michael,
Second.
second by Larry. There's any discussion or questions for treasurer? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Some of you I've talked to about it, some I haven't. The next item here is Stanley Road. We got a grant, if you will. Some time ago, we got a grant to put a 6-inch water line down that. And the grant went way over. The bid, when the bid come in, it went way over. So, what the water district has agreed to do is to pay half of it, and us to pay half of it. And that amount is $34,810.55 for each, the water district and Ohio County Fiscal Court, from our rural water line list.
Now, is that the 34 each for us and them? Is that the difference, the 60-something thousand?
Yes.
That's the difference in the grant?
Yes.
60-some's the difference.
Yeah, but we only asking us to pay half of it.
How many, is that gonna service?
It's unknown. It's going out to a new park where they're going to, but for sure it's going to service all of Spencer Lane and anything on Stanley between 231 and Spencer Lane. Well, the water line will be upgraded.
I'll make a motion to be added to the list.
Okay, motion to add it to the water line list. That means there'll still be another vote to approve it, but we need to put it on the list.
Second that.
Second by Michael. Any discussion?
What was the total on that, so I can add that total?
$34,810.55.
Whose oversight was it to make the bid come in too low for the grant?
Now, is that the new one or is it going up to a 6-inch?
Going up to 6 inch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a fire hydrant.
And a fire hydrant's part of it. No, time and inflation is what happened. This happened over about a 3-year period of time. And I brought it up to be approved at the grand water ranking meeting. And it was approved then. And the water district hired an engineer to do the engineering on it. And after the grant was approved and through all those costs, it just came over that much. And by the way, that's really typical on any type of construction projects that's going on now. They're typically running over, and it's basically, that's the rate of inflation. So, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Adam, you got something, you want surplus something?
Thank you all. I'll be real quick. As you know, we filled a grant out, we got new weapons. So we have these excess weapons that we have on at the office now. And so the project behind this was to get uniformity across the board, troubleshooting what we had. We had Glocks that shot 9mm, and we had Glocks that shot 45 caliber. So this became a problem going the range, how much ammunition to order. So this grant, we got the same weapon. Every deputy, every bailiff, every school resource officer will carry the same exact weapon for uniformity. I think in the long run, it's going to help us out a lot. Plus, the best part is they were free. They didn't cost us a dime. So that's the best part I like about it. However, what I would like to do is ask the court to surplus the pistols that the deputies have now for the opportunity of them to buy them back, the ones they've carried for so many years. We have a total of 28 pistols. I think 14 are 9mm and 14 are 45 calibers. I'm not sure that each deputy is going to purchase the weapon which they carry. However, I'd like to give them that opportunity. If they don't, then we give the members of the courts, county employees, that opportunity to purchase the weapons, and then we kind of go from there. I've contacted G&S Pawn Shop. They said they would be more than happy to help us make that gun transfer for audit purposes in case anybody has any questions, and it's a non-biased person that will, say, hey, they've done the right thing, everything checked out great. And so if the court would, I'd like to sell those pistols.
And after motion comes through, I'll put me on the list for one of the 9.
There you go. So I'm open for any questions that you guys may, and gals may have.
We need a motion to allow Adam to surplus on his first step.
So I'll make that motion or second.
Okay, motion by Larry Morphy, second by Jason Bullock.
So y'all are in pretty good shape with all your equipment now, aren't you? Other than maybe needing a vehicle or?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting there. It's, it seems like when it rains, it pours. We had some issues come up, but I mean, as far as equipment wise, I think we're pretty good. So.
The vehicle's coming, we've got, we've got
Bought it last
resolution
week.
last time.
Right. Yeah.
But that's fantastic. Any more questions for the sheriff? Being none, on first say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Take care. Since you're up here, Adam, do you have anything else?
No, I think we're good. We obviously we're staying busy. I think y'all have seen that. And,
Yes, you
I
are.
think there are some good news coming down the pipeline. So
Are you up to full staff now?
No, we're not up to full staff. We got a spot open, and so we have run into a bunch of overtime because of everything coming. That seems like we can't catch a break. Seems like something's always coming up. So I've left one spot open to kind of absorb that overtime at the guidance of the treasurer, who helps us out quite a bit. I won't mention Ann's name, but she does a phenomenal job. We're going to miss her. So,
But we appreciate peace and safety.
absolutely, thank you.
Park had something, they're not here. That was that wage thing for Steve. He's not here. Does anybody else have information?
I have for the wage committee.
I'm sorry.
Did you get that phone call with that?
Okay, he's not here. Well, let's just hold that to the next meeting, Jason. Aren't you the chairman? You got it?
I've got,
Let's see what you got there. That's the personnel to hire.
yeah,
That's
I've
not-
got that, that's not.
No, this was a wage scale
Wage
change.
scale change. We don't have it here.
Okay.
So we'll have to take it up at the next meeting. And I don't believe we're going to need to close session after all.
Can I ask you a question, David? Why can't we just go ahead and do that wage scale change? Is it,
If you've got the numbers in your head to do the motion, yes, we can do it.
yeah, we went ahead and we had to then have them.
Okay, go ahead and make the motion.
Okay, the wage scale committee, we hired Mr. Seegers at the golf course. Was it last meeting? Okay, to take back, we created a new job because they used to have a greens keeper crew, and then they had the golf course supervisor that ran the clubhouse, and one ran he's actually going to take the job of both. He's still going to be under the park system, so what we did is we called it golf course supervisor. So he's overseeing the greens, the outside and the inside. So we moved his salary up to team leaders, along with everybody else's that is team leader in the community. And L1 is 1969, and at level 2 is 2034.
And since you've been here so long, you considered it for level 2, correct?
Yes, and we were going to backdate that for whatever his hire date was. Yes,
Okay, and that's a motion, correct?
that is a motion.
Do I hear a second?
So is Bo,
Bo's still over him. Bo's still over the park system, but they used to have,
is he still over the golf system too?
he's over the whole park system. So he's over the golf course, yes. The golf course is not leaving the park system. We're just having one supervisor that does the inside and the outside at the park. He still goes to Bo, and Bo's
So
over.
you created another position, correct?
Well, we actually just kind of made one position out of two, kind of a little bit.
We had part-timers there? Is that what
We
Yeah,
do
we
have part-time, we have part-times and seasonals there.
We got new ones.
Am I saying that right? Kind of, we took,
They're all seasonal. Yeah, all seasonal. They're all seasonal
yeah,
at the golf course.
all seasonal. But he's just gonna be, at one time, I think Steve was just over the inside, hiring, but now he's gonna be over the outside too. The Bo was still over the whole park system, which the golf course is in the park system. So yeah, you'll have to hear to get the Bo right.
So Steve's gonna be seasonal too?
Yes.
Yes. I think his last day will be end of October, or something like that.
Okay. Did I hear a
I have
second?
that in the motion, have that in the motion.
Did somebody second it?
Second.
Michael
Second for roll call.
Michael second. I'm sorry?
We need a roll call for personnel.
We'll do it. Yes, you're correct, Michael.
McKinney,
Yes.
Bullock,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Yes.
Bivens, Morphew,
Yes.
Okay. Just go ahead and hand me your golf course personnel, the 2 sheets, hard sheets there for it, Dan. The first one, like I said, this is C. Something's wrong with this. I'm going through. I'm not finding the person's name. That's Ken, that is his. No, that's Ken Seegers.
I know.
We just hired him. We just
That's,
raised
no,
him.
that's a different person. That's his dad.
I'm sorry. Your last name, Ken.
I I think his dad, because he had trouble because we waited so long to hire, his dad is gonna help him out a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's okay, I just got to, just to run together, I'm sorry. I'm putting up for hire Kenny Seekers at $13.99, seasonal, level 1 at the golf course. Roll call.
McKinney,
Yes.
Bullock,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Bivens,
Yes.
Markey,
Yes.
And the second one there, also at level 1, $13.99 per hour, seasonal, Jacob Blackburn. Effective 2/9/2024.
McKinney,
Yes.
Bullock,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Bivens,
Yes.
Markey,
Yes.
Go ahead, sign this one, give it back to you. Okay, committee reports, I'm gonna start out with appointing a couple new committees. We have a little bit for over the next 4 years to appropriate to spend for drug prevention programs through the opioid money. This is strictly prevention programs. Would a couple of you want to be on the committee to try to reach out into the community and see what that would be? And I'd also like Dustin to join that if he will. Dustin and Justin and one of you guys, the mattress, who wants to volunteer? Nobody's hands going up? Michael, you ain't been on new one lately.
I'm committed up, but
Okay, you're committed up.
Yeah, okay.
You're new, you don't have on hardly any, do you?
Huh?
You don't have hardly any, you're new.
Yeah.
Will you do that one?
I guess.
He said
what would you like to pay for?
it's the
Who else is gonna be on the
drug
committee?
prevention
Just me.
through the opioid program. About,
I got it, yeah.
If he needs a second person, I'll be on it too.
Okay, Jason too, okay. And what the mission of this is, and I'll write it out for you, but it's to find some drug prevention programs that we can use for the county. It'll be paid for through opioid settlement. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell folks what that is. There were some big pharmaceutical companies that produce these opioid pills. I think a couple of them, Oxycontin was one of them, and some other brands, Oxycodone, and all these. Got a lot of people in our nation addicted. The state of Kentucky, on behalf of all 120 counties, sued those companies, and we got a settlement for it. But from that, this portion that we're talking about is to be used strictly for drug prevention programs. So that's what this committee's going to look into. So if anybody's got any idea, tell one of them. The only thing we got so far, the park is going to do an after-school program to try to target that. So that's the first thing we've got on. Okay? What was the other committee I was going to? Okay, so let's go back to committee reports. And we did not have a real committee meeting today, but I don't have all the facts together yet, but Dale's in on this. We have Quarter Horse Bridge, a bridge on Quarter Horse Road, Quarter Horse Lane, up in his district near the Davis County line. Or is it near the Hancock County line?
Davis County and Hancock.
It's close to both of them. But anyway, it serves two families. It's a pretty major bridge went down. The cost of replacing that thing is $350,000. The state has agreed to give us up to 160. I'll find out the exact amount. But that's a great big deficit for the county to get. Some of it is our equipment and our labor that we're going to do at the county level. That won't be too hard for us to come up with. But we're still several $1,000s short. So we're going to have to come up with a proposal to the court on how we can overcome that. So that'll be in the next road committee meeting we have. That's it's quite a chore for us. Good news. Go ahead, Miranda, you want to tell the good news.
We have funding for Shreve Bridge after 10 years. We have the funding.
Oh.
They're going to be sending us an MOA. We got a call from Bobby. I spoke to her myself. She said I didn't even have to put another application in. They're going to send us an MOA. We should get it this week.
Yeah.
This will be our last wooden bridge.
Well, last wooden bridge will be replaced. If anybody knows where Coppedge's Mill is up above Fordsville, it's
Up
up.
Pattyville.
Okay, so that's street, that's not the one we talked about.
Correct.
No, no, I changed bridges on.
Okay, I got it.
Good news on one, not so good on the other. Is there any other committees, Matt, that would like to report?
Bluegrass Committee, there's no report. We met yesterday. OCEDA, we chose to just, she's just going, there's no actions happening, so we're just going to, she's going to mail some stuff, email some stuff to us, but, no.
Can you have an announcement on the OCEDA project?
On the OCEDA project? Not yet.
Okay.
Wait, well, I mean,
It's, they said they didn't want it.
oh, you're talking about the funding.
Yeah, the last one
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Guys, what day in April is that meeting? It's Big Dumb City Hall. In April the 24th.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it's April 24th at the Beaver Dam City Hall. There's going to be an announcement of a new major industry in the county. And all fiscal court is invited and encouraged to come to the Beaver Dam City Hall.
What day is that on?
A Monday, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I was not that big.
She's going to send y'all out email and a text on it. But they really want, yes, I'm pretty sure that's correct.
I don't have time yet or anything.
She'll get the time, send it out to you. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an announcement of a new business coming into Beaver Dam, but that is, Beaver Dam's in Ohio County. So we want all of the Ohio County Fiscal Court there to hear that big announcement. Some of it you'll hear before because Beaver Dam City Council voted last night to do the property situation with them. So it'll probably be in the paper and everything, but that's what it's about. Go there and I think that company is coming in to officially announce.
So back to the other one, you'll see that you're talking about the $100,000 to, yeah, that they've declined the loan.
That's Thursday, Judge.
Okay.
24th.
Well, we'll look at that. She'll get that to exactly when it is. And that could well be that. She's going to get you time and all that. I don't know if it'll be evening or daytime for sure, but they would love to have everybody there because it's a fairly big, good news announcement. There's one in your district, not so good news announcement.
In mine, I figured it.
Yeah. But he's going to come, that businessman's going to come to court and talk to you.
When's it plan on doing that?
Probably next meeting. Okay. I believe that's all the committee reports. So let's move right on to magisterial district number 5. We'll go that to order this time.
I don't have anything, Judge.
District 4.
Don't have anything, we just got some county roads that was washed and needed repair, and I think Nick wants to get the heads up on it right now.
He said you had sticker shock on rock prices.
Oh, my goodness. I was going through it, and my rock price this month was $4,300 or something.
Yeah.
Everybody else's was $500, $600. So
Well, that's
I just called and asked where it's at.
Hey, the trucks were coming your way.
Yeah.
Because I told Larry Cal one time that the right turn signal was broke on the gravel trucks and they weren't coming his way for a while. But
I don't think it was just the gravel trucks.
But anyway, but we got that light signal fixed by the next court meeting. Okay. District, two.
Well, no, I'm just, don't forget our first responders dinner this Thursday night.
Thank you.
I want to thank the people in the public that have donated for this. There's a lot of, great prizes for a lot of deserving people that, protect us daily, and we appreciate them, and we're going to have a banquet for them, and hopefully they'll win some prizes.
And some real nice prizes too, Donna, you be sure you're there. And I think some good food too, right, Ann?
Yeah.
All right. Mike?
I'd like to thank Ann for all the work she's put into making the first responder dinner happen. And a shout out to our road department, because they have a lot of washouts and we've had a lot of rain. They have been our emails, and they're getting completed on projects. And if you've called, you haven't gotten yours done yet, it's going to happen. Everybody's on the list, and it's going to happen. I just appreciate Nick and all those guys, because they're out there today in this weather working on trying to get things better.
Nick will be getting with all of you too, putting together a proposal for what we want to apply for the flex funds for blacktopping this year. He's talking to somebody, he's done talking to you. You say, it's going to be talking to you about it. So, Michael, you and Jason need to think about that, because I don't think he's got anything nailed in your districts yet.
That's what we were talking. I think I get $300. I think Jason gets $100.
Yeah, so that's not, we're trying
Not
to
much
turn
black
that
round,
around.
but we're going to do the best we can.
We turned that around. We're not going by the formula on that.
Okay.
Not going by the formula on what?
On the flex fund. We haven't for a few years. That was always a bad idea.
I don't see how it's a bad idea when you've got a district that's got a third of the roads, and then they just get a portion of the money. I don't see a thing fair about that.
Within a 2-year period, you're always going to get, that amount or more.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. Well, you always have. You've done really well, as long as your district's got horse branch in it, it's going to speak high of it.
John, I've used a lot of my discretionary money on the road.
If you would, go ahead and put that in the notes.
That was
You
humor.
might have make those notes there.
Hey, that was humor. Is any, Justin?
No, thank you,
Don't have
Judge.
anything?
Glad to have you back, Justin.
I'm done asking Gavin. Donnie,
I've got one thing, Judge, I'd like
please
to.
come on up.
Mr. Doolin asked me tonight to come and bring a request for the coroner's office. He couldn't be here, concerning a new stretcher for our office.
We got a price thing on that, and I have it on my desk looking for.
And I've got a revised one, if
Okay.
you would like.
Is it less?
It is, yes.
Okay. Yeah. And
Those things are very expensive.
hand it to Mike, and he'll look at it and pass it down.
I got
Copies.
I think I got enough for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
As he stated on that, our current equipment,
For 3 minutes.
it's serving the purpose right now, but we're basically needing something that can carry a little bit more weight, because unfortunately our decedents are outgrowing what we've got. And it's not only that, but it's becoming a safety issue, because a lot of times we don't have sufficient hands to assist us on the scene. This would allow us a safer operation. And I've checked around, Miranda's looked to see if she could help us with some grant situations, and unfortunately right now there isn't anything available. to cover this particular need. In the quote that I attached with the sheets here had been given, when I spoke with Stryker, they misunderstood and they put 2 stretchers on that, so that'd be 15,000 less than what the total is on that, because we only need the 1.
Okay.
So that figure, I think, rounds up to be about 21,000, is what it roughly. But
So 21's what you're needing?
yes, that's actually would allow us a 1-person operation, raising and lowering and maneuvering the stretcher throughout, either load it into our truck or our vehicle, or once we get into a home or a facility, that we can safely do that with a 1-person, 1-button operation, raising and lowering to any height we need.
So, what kind of warranty is this thing have?
To my understanding, parts and labor, everything is 1 year, but then on some of it, it exceeds that. I think he told me 5 years on
I was
majority.
looking to some of them after I talked to you,
Yes.
and I see some refurbished ones on there, and they was between 8
I
and 12.
questioned the availability on that. He said that refurbished ones through their company, is 1 year, but they don't last long at all if they can even get their hands on them, because most people use them until they're just absolutely not usable again. And he said that, the refurbishing of it, runs into more cost than a new unit would. Because I did question that fact, if something like that was available.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'll put this in there. We're gonna look hard to try to find it. If, this is only a big if our cost severance quarters come in at enough, we can make a new resolution in a little bit, then we could include that on that new resolution.
Okay.
As of now, there's not. And the last week in Lexington, we got the list of what the next payment's going to be, and it's probably the smallest cost severance check we've ever gotten.
Like we stated in the letter, with the quote, if it's possible, we would, like to entertain whatever consideration we can get to assist us.
We won't forget it. It's we're looking for it. We're looking for funds.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Any other questions? I'm sorry. Any other questions?
Well,
We're wanting you to get one, Donnie.
yeah, we do.
Well,
everybody else.
we're hoping we can, because like I said, it's becoming a safety hazard for us, as well as not only it could pose a issue to where if a failure occurs, then we've got embarrassment to the family and to us, and we don't want that.
And
And that's a reflection on us as well.
It absolutely is.
at the ambulance department, sometimes they can help them a little bit getting on the stretcher. His can't at all.
I see a lot of times with ours, we do rely a lot on fire departments, and EMS to remain on scene, but here lately, with everything going on, we can't always depend on that, because they're spread so thin also.
I know, and it's unreal how much y'all under lately.
A lot of times they have to leave before we ever get there.
Yeah.
So, but whatever consideration,
We'll do the best we can.
we appreciate it.
This
Thank
is
you.
probably pretty necessary. It needs to be addressed pretty as quick as possible.
As quick as possible, yes, would be great. But, what we have is functioning and that sort of thing, but like I said, it's pretty steadily becoming a hazard.
We're gonna do as soon as we possibly can.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Any other officials got anything? If anybody in the general public got anything for the good of the Bob? By the way, we're proud to see y'all coming. That's great. We're glad to have a few people in here. We really are. We really are happy to see a few of you here.
Y'all got any questions? I'm just wondering if you've got any updates
Not
Now, the
since,
last time I was here, we asked you to research on a few things. We just wondered if you had researched on it.
we have some, but we've not heard anything back from the company. We plan to see them again in a few days, and hopefully they can help us with that. We were at a conference last week, Larry and I were, and talked a little bit about energy policies and things like that. And it's a mixed ball of wax. Whether solar programs will go forward or not.
Yeah.
Or how fast they will go forward. So there's going to be more and more and more demand for electricity. Believe it or not, electric cars require more electricity, and it requires you to burn more fossil fuels and different things to get the energy for those. In which stops you burning gasoline, but you got to burn something to generate the electricity. So I think this is all connected. There is a power shortage in the nation, and they're probably looking at all avenues.
So Judge, no member of the court's had any communication with Scout, quote unquote, people?
I have, but not since the last court meeting. We've reached out to them. They will be back by, but I haven't had any new conversation with them since then.
Okay. I think at the last meeting, you indicated you might be speaking with some of the other area judge executives.
I did that now.
And what was your take on that? What
Well,
information did you gain?
They say it's mixed. They have not seen any environmental issues that cause me trouble. And unlike us, here you're talking about very few landowners getting any benefit from it. In their county, there's multiple landowners, so they get the other side of the equation as well. Here we don't have much. We may be down to one or two now.
Did you specifically speak with Newburgh County Judge Executive?
Yes, I did.
So no issues?
He didn't.
He didn't say?
No, he said he didn't know of any.
Did they not postpone that for 2 years over Muhlenberg County?
I think he did say it wasn't going to happen very fast, but I don't think it was them done it. I think it's their company they're dealing with. But they haven't gotten any on the ground running. Now, Breckenridge County's got them they've got some operational.
Has anybody done any research back on having your amendment meeting and all of that, where it was put in the paper on Wednesday? Paper comes out at 1 o'clock. We get papers on Thursday. Has anybody
The
done?
paper was on Wednesday. I did call and check on that, and with who I talked to, but I checked on that, because then I said, that isn't kind of the, but I was informed that, and I haven't seen this accurate for sure, but that it was on a few other, the radio, was it on OC Monitor?
What are we talking about?
The special call meeting for, I was told it was, and so.
When? Which one?
October the second?
Off the top of my head, I have no idea. Okay. Now, if it was announced here, then.
You were in attendance.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there.
So I did check on this to see if, because Wednesday isn't kind of like, you get the paper for that, and it's not a 24-hour. So my question was, is that probably not with the paper, but there were some other sources that maybe might meet that qualification. I don't have all the answers to that yet, but the county paper, I don't know.
And that's probably a Justin question.
Yeah.
He's here tonight. I looked into that as well. The newspaper, there was a day maybe discrepancy there. You all were correct on that. I don't.
Because you gotta have 24 hours. Let's just say it came out in the morning. You didn't have 24 hours.
Yeah.
Wednesday morning, if it came out early Wednesday morning, that's not 24 hours.
Most of the time, and Justin might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, most of the time it's not so much about it being in the paper, so much as the newspaper knowing and the people that would like to know Some counties put every year a list of anybody in the general public that wants to be notified that there's a meeting happening, and you can do that. So it's not necessarily, you gotta have a newspaper doing it, it's, they need to be informed, and the people that wanna be informed to attend the meetings know within 24 hours.
There
That's,
is actually a Kentucky revised statute on that, so you guys might want to look at
Yes.
that.
Yeah, we have looked at it, and I'm not,
There it is.
I looked at the newspaper and some of the other ones I said, I don't have, not done, but
Right,
it's not,
we take that as a point. You understand we're taking.
I understand what you're saying. The newspaper, I don't know about it, but you know,
Yeah,
that,
so, one of the other, individuals who was here last time, who isn't here tonight, posed several questions related to the revocation of the MOU and a request, I think, that you guys report back at this meeting, or I made that request. You investigated that?
Nothing new has happened there. Yeah, we're still trying to get a financial statement from them we can understand.
Okay,
They
we're not
did send us
interested in
one.
that. What I'm asking is, what have you done with respect to?
That's what we were doing. Had we been given misinformation on the reason for the need to get done quickly, then we would have a reason to look into the MOU. We don't have a reason to without that.
yeah, we need to feel like that there was some reason as far as rescinding, because it's already signed, that there was
Yeah.
we weren't informed accurately, and that's why we went ahead with it. There needs to be some kind
What's the status of that? What are you doing to try to secure that?
We've asked for a simpler statement from them. We haven't got it yet. We've asked for either somebody come explain the statement they sent us, or a simplified one more.
And this is related to a payment?
Yes.
Okay,
A payment that they made to the state.
that the company made to the state of
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Correct.
they said they made.
Okay.
We've seen the papers that they've given us, and I think, I don't know if I talked to you, but I talked to a few, I can't understand.
Yes.
So we're still looking into that.
Well, we've asked for either that to be explained or to give us a new one that's simpler.
And you can't secure that information from the state. You can't validate that with the state.
No.
I don't think that, from my understanding, I'd have to go back and look. I don't think that was with the state. I think that was with something with with the power.
Yes.
I think that's who it was.
Yes.
And if I remember right, and I haven't looked at it in a few days, but that's something that, whatever they sent us, you can certainly have and look at, and I've got it there if you need it. But they sent us something indicating some type of obligation with respect to what was indicated was what they were going to be on a certain list, and that if they didn't secure this, then there could be a delay in their ability to do the project, right? And so when they sent us that, that was the indication to them as to what they had to do as far as on their end, as far as an obligation. And if you want to come by tomorrow, anytime this week, I'll give you whatever they sent us.
We just didn't understand that particular aspect.
I don't know if we entirely do, with respect, because once I got it, we're still trying to figure some of that out.
Okay. Well, and beyond that, again, we feel like, of course, we feel this way because, as somebody pointed out last time, this is the generational land that many of us have been in possession of for years and years and years. It's our home, but we feel like there are other facts and other issues that could negate the MOU if you guys would pursue that. I understand that's a legal issue.
Well, another thing we're waiting for too, we think it's a huge concession if they just agree to dodge a certain part of it. And
I'm sorry?
the fellow that, when Jason and I met with the company with Scout, just before the last, that's not anything new since you were here last, but when we met with Scout, we gave them the recommendation of reducing the footprint there, especially along that Horse Martin Loop, the residential area there. And he was taking it back to his company with a strong recommendation that they do that. and he felt like they would.
But you
He
have heard nothing from them.
hadn't given me an absolution on that yet. But
Is there not any way that somebody could make a phone call and find out?
well, they've got boards and all that's made, and they're supposed to be getting back with me on it. I will follow up with them and see what the holdup is.
Okay, so my last question on that point is there any intent on the part of this court to eliminate that MOU and/or the entire?
I don't think we could unless we found something falsified to us or a problem.
And are you pursuing that?
Well, that's only on that one thing, the financial payment was the only thing that we had to pursue.
Well, and we did look into, I called about I don't have it completely, but I did call about the advertisements.
Yeah, that's a minor issue.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's advertised wrong, we did it wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
Okay,
mean, as far as the MOU, no, I don't think we have any,
so no intent to reverse that or
I don't
modify
think
that
we do
further
unless we found a real problem with it.
because of the threat of a suit.
Unless we
correct.
found something that was wrong in it.
Is that
they did-
correct? Under threat of suit?
I'm sorry.
Under threat of litigation? Is that the issue?
Well, now, I mean, I think that we made the decision to go forward with it, and the only way that we would back out of it is if they defrauded us or did not fulfill their end of the bargain.
Okay, so that's the court's choice, and that's your choice absent the threat of litigation over doing that.
Well, I think it takes litigation to reverse it. I mean, we'd have to sue them.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So-
Okay, and so also at the last meeting, you guys were given the name of an attorney with English priest Lucas and Owsley, who has worked progressively in this area, I would say, in the area of solar farming. Has been successful in representing concerned citizens. You indicated that there might be some contact made with that attorney. Did anyone do that?
I don't recall that, but that don't mean, I don't recall it, but if you'll give us that contact information, I'll see if
It was
Justin
given
or
at the
somebody in
last
his office
meeting, but we
can.
can do it again, yeah.
But do you mind, you got my number, you texted me before.
Yeah, I'll-
Text that, because I've not reached out to him. What I've been checking out is, first of all, if the letter, if the advertisement was not right, then we made a mistake on purpose.
Yeah, but I don't recall that about having a contact
Yeah.
attorney. But we'll do it if you
John.
give us.
But it was given to us.
Give Jason the number, you got his number, and we'll have somebody.
Justin you may want to reach out, but you weren't here at the last meeting.
Yeah, I mean, so, with respect to some of this, right, if there is the intention to try to, in some way rescind the MOU, there would be certain legal strategies, whether we retain someone or not, there would be certain legal strategies that would be in play. And at times, conversations regarding the potential for suit and what those strategies would be, the preference would be to meet with that attorney as opposed to make certain concessions here or say that this and that. If you get what I'm trying to say, in a sense, if you accidentally say, well, this part of the contract should be held against us in all shapes or form, right? And not knowing whether that can be rescinded on that part or not as far as the legality, then you may have jeopardized your ability to rescind that. And so I would recommend that if only do it as you ask, right? So if you ask me to do A, then I do A. If you ask me to do B, then we do B. If you want me to call Mr. Johns, then I will call Mr. Johns to talk to him. If it's the intent to try to look at different options for the court. I think after that discussion, the appropriate steps on the legal end on whether to sue or not sue would be best placed first in closed session so that we can determine the possibilities of the good and bad with regard to the suit, right? And that's not to hide anything in
No,
any sort.
I understand,
Yeah,
we understand.
I don't want an accidental mistake to happen with respect to the possibility.
Nor do we.
Right. And so it's up to you guys. If you want me to talk to Mr. Johns, I have a case from a special prosecutor and another case, Mr. Johns represents that defendant. So I've had conversations with him, but not with respect to this. And so I know Mr. Johns and I could call him, but that's certainly up to the court if you wish me to do.
Like I said, I don't think we would have any desire to go after unless we realized that they had defrauded us or misled us in some way. We were convinced that solar power is good for the county and good for everything, and so we moved forward on that good faith. And I think we would have to think we were defrauded some way or hurt some way to
Judge, I think that you have defrauded us. Now, that's what I think. We knew nothing of the meeting. Nobody has come to our house, which is on the hill right above this loop. Nobody has come and talked to us about our property or anything. Nobody. We didn't know anything about this. We seen one thing about last year about solar coming in. We assumed it was going down toward Big River.
But
Back in behind Big River. That's not where y'all want to go with it.
well,
And y'all gave all those away. You give all of our protection away. Because you had a meeting that nobody knew anything about to come to it to find out.
Well, we was trying to move quickly to get, so the paperwork could be gotten into the state in time, then hopefully would get the process going quicker. It's not, they've already delayed their application to the state, and the public hearings they're gonna have is already put off basically a year. So, but that was the thing, we thought we had some urgency at that time. Because I think it's still our desire to produce solar energy with as little harm to anybody else as we can.
How many on the court right now would vote for it if they knew what they know now? Judge would. I know that's one vote. Who else would vote for it?
Well, I think, in my opinion, I think I've told people, if it was on reclaimed land,
The way they reclaim land is right behind you.
because what I have read is it's not, I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it on farmland, but the most important is I don't like that we found out last minute, we had to make this payment at the last minute, and we felt like we had to be rushed into it. It felt like that.
Can you explain that, Jason? I don't understand what payment had to be made.
I don't understand the payment.
No,
Okay,
we had a
What
meeting,
obligation had to be
Okay.
made?
we didn't even know how much the payment was.
The paperwork that I talked to you about earlier, that they sent us indicating this is what we were discussing, and this is why we were urging the court to move
Is
faster.
it for letter of credit or something?
Well, I'll show it to you. It seems to look more like a letter of credit.
Okay.
But I'll let you look at it.
Okay,
But there was some, I know the judge had indicated he was calling for some explanation.
yeah,
But looking at it, it seemed more of a letter of credit
okay. We
as
didn't
opposed to an actual
understand,
payment.
we didn't understand the rush to judgment here, I guess.
Have you
We,
ever,
we wanted the project to go forward, and it seemed like to get it to going, we need to move quickly. As it turned out, it didn't get done quickly, but we thought it would. And I still contend that it's a good thing for the county, and I do believe that there would be no environmental harm, zero environmental harm. I know people talk like there was, but I don't believe there would be. And
How do you come up with that?
I can think of a lot of worse things to be, as far as sightliness goes, there's a lot of things that could go near you that would be worse.
have you checked the company out?
I'm sorry?
Have you checked out your solar company? Did you do any investigation before you?
I think what I looked in and checked in, and there were like 20-something states, 26, 28
Well,
states.
what I have come up with, and whoever's got a computer to check on it, they have put one solar farm in, and that's in Texas. They are lawsuits, I know 6 on them. 3 in Washington, 2 in Arkansas, and 1 in North Dakota. Now, that's the only thing I could find on your company.
They were a company called Redo, REDEUX, I believe is the way it's spelled. That's who we started dealing with, and then they merged or sold out to this larger company, which is Scout.
Judge, there was something you said at the last meeting, and I think I heard it from somebody else, that y'all have been working on this project for 3 years.
No,
I
we
believe
haven't.
that's exactly what you said, Judge.
Well, yeah, actually, that, okay. We did have them approach us a long time ago about some, they were thinking about doing one on the industrial park, but nothing came of it. It went away. They quit talking to us about that one. So,
Then this just popped up out of the air?
almost a few months ago, not too long ago, this new company come to us. But the one from back years ago, they just dropped it. They didn't want to pursue it here, even when we was trying to recruit them to come, they didn't want to come.
Well, why did we make the statement that we've been working on this for 3 years? That was the thing that I can't understand, is why anybody in the county, all these residents down here didn't know anything about 3 years ago. There wasn't anything let out. Is that a secret thing that we don't do?
No, there's no secrets to it, anything that we do. There's nothing secret to it.
Well, okay.
The only private places here is the bathrooms.
That's not private.
We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
By the way, I do care about people, all of you. I care what's best for this county in totality, and each person individually I do care about. I want that you don't have. With that, this meeting's adjourned.